Look, nigga, this my shit. Welcome to the city of God. Pop was the king of New York. Now I'm the nigga in charge. Only the drillers, the city is ours. Find out the ops when you pick them apart. I give them my time, so I give them my heart. If the city love me, then they're really a star. Money and balance. Everything we do is gonna come with a challenge. Every bitch you fuck is gonna come with a balance. Every shooter with me is coming in silence. And you niggas better pick a side. You niggas side hopping. If I want them to not let you come into the city, it's my option. This is the home of the fly shopping. This is where the bitches gonna watch pockets. When I'm on TV, I gotta look good cause I know the whole block watching. If you chill with the ops, we is not vibing. If I see him in person, we fox following. Yeah, the police is on us, we not stopping. Yeah, the police is on us, we not stopping. This is the town of the big drip. Smooth talk. Millie rock, money dance, woo walk. You will not survive being too soft. Been a long time, we took a new road. Shoot a show until we got a new course. If we stop, then we letting it cool off. We ain't watched Stone, we took it. We went viral on them, they looking. It's a Sunday service in Brooklyn. It's a city that come with the lights. I'm with the drillers that come with the night. They ain't do 4 years of college, but they'll do 25 to life. And we make money every night. Never too big of a price. After I buy the Chicago boys, I'ma go and link with Mike. And if I let him have my wife, niggas should thank me. With this Balenciaga and Balenci boots and a new blue Yankee. This is jam so focused, throwing a mask, no COVID. I'ma turn your life to a meme, let Justin LeBoy post it. You got an album, postpone it. I dropped 2 and they both going. I got a feeling they in the feelings. They filming the show but won't show it. You gotta watch me in slow motion. I'm in that wide body Benz. I go back to college, do an album and then drop out again. Took me a minute to get here. My vision is crystal clear. Hey, Fabi, excuse me, but this is a feature of the year. I feel like Sinatra in these streets. Me and Drizzy, we at peace. Just the backpack with the polo and the first Jesus piece. I'm from the shop, but I'm always New York in the city. They treat me like Jesus is walking. I've been through the pain and all of the torment. I saying his name, I'm making a important. Now it's time to give him hell. Ask my staff, I pay him well. This afternoon, 100 goons pulling up to SNL. When I pull up, it's dead on arrival. They act like they love you, they don't even like you. They throw a party, won't even invite you. I seen the same thing happen to Michael. You black and rich, they saying you psycho. It's like a cycle. If you text me anything hype, you better text back and say it's a typo. The city of gods, no city is like you. It's the new New York, yeah, it's the GOAT. Fabi is viral, and it's the Bible.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Man. What up, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Thank y'all for being here. As y'all know, listen, look. Let me shout y'all out first. Let me see who up in here. Then we're gonna get through this, y'all. This gonna be a rough one, right? It's gonna be a rough one. Nunya, what up, what up, what up? Take R. Kelly, give us Tupac back, please. What's good? Angela Anderson, hello. Sheet Dusturba, hello. How are you? Daddy's Girl 1973 in the building. Deep Cut, what up? Deep Cut said Debo got caught up in the hype and tripe. Indeed. Aisha, what up? Jacqueline Jones, what up? Vanetta M, what up? Reddit Tough Guy, what's good? OCOV stands for One Color, One Voice, my friend. Lesmit 1, hello. Sonya Davis, hello. Latrice B, what up? You know that's the Undertaker music. You already know. Lanice, what up? Indigo, what up? Bev Davis, hello. T-Band 1, what up? I'm a queen. Love is fair. Honey, what's good? April Showers is in the building. Let me see who else. Fat Boy, what up, my brother? How are you? Pettyville, what's good? Rocking with the truth in the building. Man, y'all are up in here tonight. Black Diamond, hey, Black Diamond, how you doing? Missed you. I hope everything is going good with you. Let me see here. Peter, what up, Peter? Blade is in the building. Blade said, that's my shot. Y'all know what that song, it said, New York City, please go easy on me tonight. That's what that song said, y'all. New York City, please go easy. Tanya with the T is in the building. All right, I think I'm through. Let me see. Ty, what up, Ty? Ty's in the building. And Beautiful Winter. Hey, Beautiful Winter. I ain't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. All right, y'all. So listen, Indigo, what up? I don't want to miss nobody and say, you miss me? You ain't say hi to me? Mertiz Berlin, hello. James Harris, I said, what's up? Granny, what's up, Granny? Eva, what's up? Wifey, what's good? Okay. I think I got through everybody, y'all. So y'all check this out. So let's look. First of all, before I start this show off, Velma Wallace, hello. Listen, Miss Davis, hey. Purple, hello. Mocha Duchess, what up? Thanks for coming in. Okay. Robert Keller, what's good, brother? How are you? Thanks for coming in. So y'all listen. All right, here we go. So I hope y'all know that tomorrow is going to be the sentencing day for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Okay. Robert Sylvester Kelly was found guilty on all charges in New York, all 9 counts, by a jury of his peers. The government proved their case through discovery, text messages, GPS coordinates, letters, videos, voice recordings, you name it. They proved their case. Okay. However, tomorrow is going to change his life forever. And no one wins tomorrow. Okay. Yes, we in OCOV and our friends and people that believe in a woman having the right to speak up against abuse, against sexual molestation, against manipulation, against being taken advantage of when you are young, impressionable, starstruck, by those that are older, more mature, and are, I'm gonna say it, they prey on people who have less than them. That is what R. Kelly is. Okay. Now, on the other side of that, he is a human being. He is one of the greatest singers God ever created. He had a lot of trauma, a lot of issues that he did not get the help for. He had a lot of people around him who used him, abused him, molested him, and his brothers. He had a mother that betrayed him. He grew up in a very hellacious situation. However, there came a point in time in his life where he took that hurt, that pain, that anger for woman, that hatred he had obviously for his mother, and he transferred that into other women and young girls that he could control and manipulate. Now, those are the facts. Tomorrow, the victims will get their justice. The victims will get their justice. There are a lot of victims out there that will be getting justice that never opened their mouths. Probably hundreds that have been victimized by this man you see, that will never open their mouths because of the scrutiny, the doxing, the humiliation, the harassment, the terror that was inflicted on the young ladies who did open their mouths and say, I deserve justice. Now, I personally feel like he had a choice in a lot of the decisions that he made. He had a choice in the people that he had around him. He had a choice in the people who gave him direction. He had a choice in the people he allowed around him that he either listened to when they said, don't do this, it's the wrong thing to do. The people he chose not to listen to. The people that tried to jump in and say, hey, you about to really mess yourself up. He chose to do things his way. And because of that decision is why we stand here today. I do want to ask God to get him the help that he needs. It is a sad situation. It is a very sad situation. I don't wish the worst on R. Kelly. I don't hate R. Kelly. I will always love some of his music. But I personally, I don't understand a grown man seeing a little girl who is underage in a sexual way and being aroused by it. That is just me. I don't understand facing a trial in 2008, having a videotape with you on it, having sex with an underage child, getting off on the case, and continuing to do the same actions. And here we are, 14 years later, after he got off in 2008, which means he never learned his lesson. He never made the choice to say, you, get the hell away from me. He never made that choice to say, I am cleaning house and all I want around me is people who got my best, my best well-being. He never made that choice. He kept the same entourage, the same enterprise around him because of his comfort level. And it is part of the reason why, because of them enabling him, because they say, I've heard some people say, well, I didn't want to get left out. I let him do what he wanted to do. You had some people that were around him for decades who said they slept close to him in the same place for years. They woke up with him for years. That say they knew what was going on with him and Aaliyah and didn't say anything because the parents knew. The uncle knew. This grown man gets on in a Facebook Live in tears, crying, saying, I wish I would have done more to protect her. This person happened to be the head of his security. When the head of your security turns the other cheek as you are fucking a little girl because the parents knew, there's no excuse. There's no reason why people should get mad at the people that support the victims. They deserve justice too. And tomorrow, they will finally get it. God bless R. Kelly. Whatever happens tomorrow, I pray that it is the first time that he realizes that it's real. They say hurt people hurt people. Let this be a prime example of that. Today I'm going to read some paperwork for y'all. This gentleman over here, Mr. DEBOSKI GUNN, decided to insert himself into this case. Years and years of threats, of killing, sodomizing, and God knows what else, has finally caught up with him. People say, oh, this person did it. This person did it. This person did it. But I don't hear those same people saying, well, who's the one that got picked up? When do we blame the person whose names are in the paperwork? Today, I received this. I'm going to share with y'all. looks like, let me pull this up. Hold on. Here we go. Let me share my screen with y'all. Pull this down. Let me pull this down. So I want y'all to read this with me here. All right, this was filed actually on yesterday. Okay, this is Mr. DEBOSKI GUNN, United States versus Christopher Gunn. Y'all know Christopher Gunn as DEBOSKI GUNN, who is apparently a super fan of R. Kelly. It says here that the appearance is hereby filed by the undersigned as attorney for Christopher Gunn. The attorney's name is Akani Suruda. He's from the Federal Defender Program, which means, now I just heard DEBOSKI get online and say just the other day actually that he has lawyers on retainer. That he has lawyers that are better than R. Kelly's lawyers right now. The only time you need a federal defender is if you can't afford a lawyer. I'm confused. I believe this gentleman also said that he got money, stacks of money. He can afford lawyers and he can do this and he got the best lawyers and this and he got bail money and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, why you got a public defender? As you can see, this guy looks like he is going to be the lead counsel in this case. He was appointed by the court. So he has a federal defender. So I would advise the enterprise, if you really love this man and really care about this man, that you get him a real lawyer. He gonna need it. Something else I want to show y'all. So this right here is the United States District Court. Let me make sure y'all can read this. Let me see if I need to bring this in a little bit more. Let's see. All right. This is his initial appearance, y'all. This is the order. It says here, United States versus Christopher Gunn. It says here, the initial appearance proceedings held. Removal proceedings held. The defendant, Christopher Gunn, appeared in response to his arrest on June 25th, 2022. The court finds that the defendant is unable to afford counsel. It says that he was unable to afford counsel, y'all. Now, am I tripping or maybe y'all might think I'm like, if didn't Debo just say the other day that he had a lawyer on retainer, that he's always been bragging about how he got a lawyer on retainer, that he pays, he got the best lawyers, and he just got this lawsuit from suing the police and all this. If I'm wrong, if y'all heard him say that before, put a Y in the chat for yes. If you've heard him say these things, put a Y in the chat. If you've never heard him say this, and I'm just making it up out the clear blue sky, put an N in the chat for no. Okay? Let me continue reading this. It says here that the defendant is unable to afford counsel. Unable. Okay? We got one, Miss Mo said, at Miss Love, I was on the live when he said it. Okay, you're not the only one. Other people said yes. Why? Yes, 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 yeah. Okay. So I'm not tripping. All right. It says here that Attorney Akani Suruda of the Federal Defender Panel is appointed as counsel for the defendant for the initial appearance and removal proceedings. The court advised the defendant of his rights. The defendant waived identity hearing. The government's oral motion for removal in custody is entered and continued. A detention hearing is scheduled for June 29th, 2022, which will be on tomorrow, y'all. So on the day that R. Kelly gets sentenced, DEBOSKI is going to have his oral motion, his detention hearing is scheduled tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. in courtroom 1019. For those of y'all that are in Chicago or want to go check it out, see for yourself. It says the defendant shall remain in custody pending further order of the court. A status hearing will take place after the detention hearing on whether the defendant wishes to schedule a preliminary examination hearing. Finally, pursuant to Fed R. Crim P5, the government is ordered to comply with its obligations under Brady versus Maryland 373 U.S. 83 1963 and its progeny, as it has affirmative duty to discuss I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the comments too at the same time. Defendant wishes to schedule preliminary examination hearing. Finally, duty to disclose both impeachment and exculpatory evidence favorable to the defendant and material to guilt and or punishment. In the event the government fails, the court may sanction the government by excluding witnesses or evidence, limiting the scope of permitted testimony, issuing jury instructions adverse to the government, declaring a mistrial, dismissing the charges, and holding contempt proceedings. So this here was signed by the court. His judge is Young Kim B. United States Magistrate Judge. Okay? That's the name of the magistrate, Young B. Kim. For those of y'all that, like to follow this thing and see what's going on. Okay? Now, let's get on to some R. Kelly stuff, y'all. Okay? This here came in. This was the looks like these are the forensic experts. These are the people who did the examination on R. Kelly. Okay, these are the people who spoke to him, who got his side of the story, who allowed him to express his life story, how he got here, where he is, what he's went through. I'm going to read through this right here. It says, this is from Jennifer Bonjean, United States versus Robert Sylvester Kelly. It says here, this right here actually went to, this is from Park Dietz and Associates. These are the forensic experts. This is the information they sent to Jennifer Bonjean. Let me see if I got my thing in y'all way. Yes, I do. So let me move myself on up here. How about that? Let me get out y'all way. There we go. I'm going to move myself up here, and then y'all can see. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. Now I'm out the way. I'm out the way, y'all. I'm out the way. You know what? And let me see if I can bring this wider for y'all so y'all can see it better. Yeah. There we go. Hold on. Go over here. There we go. Okay. Now bring it in so they can see it better. There we go. Yeah. Let me move myself over here, y'all. I don't need to be in y'all way. So I'm going to go over here. Okay. All right, let's talk. So, as y'all can see here, y'all can see good. Yes, y'all can. Okay, good. So it says here, Dear Miss Bonjean, my colleagues and I have evaluated Mr. Kelly with respect to issues the court may find relevant at the sentencing hearing scheduled for June 29th, 2022. We interviewed Mr. Kelly for over 14 hours. They interviewed him for over 14 hours, y'all. Okay? Located and interviewed 10 collateral witnesses who knew Mr. Kelly during childhood and reviewed the materials your office provided and a few biographical materials we located. These sources of information are all listed below. Our division of task was that Daniel Martell, PhD, conducted neuropsychological testing. Shantae Alexander conducted collateral interviews, and Relay Sorrentino and I interviewed Mr. Kelly together. Dr. Martell's report is focused on the neuropsychological testing. Dr. Sorrentino's report contains a complete history and focuses on Mr. Kelly's sexual and relationship history and psychiatric history, and focuses on Mr. Kelly's psychiatric diagnosis, while this report focuses on adverse childhood experiences, illiteracy, victimization during adulthood, the question of coercive control, the effects of stardom, and positive character traits. Touching briefly on psychiatric diagnosis, I rely on the first-hand observations of collateral witnesses interviewed by Dr. Alexander. Rather than repeat information already known to the court, I focus here on specific information about the history and characteristics of Mr. Kelly identified through our evaluation that may not yet have been brought to the court's attention. So, y'all, I'm going to go through this, and then Larry will be going live here in about, let me see, it says 30 minutes. So he'll be going live at about 11. So I definitely want to go over and see what my brother has to say about this. Okay. Let me pull this up, y'all. Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. All right. So here we go. Sources of information. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of skim through this, y'all. It says, unless otherwise cited in the body of this report, the biographical and first-person accounts included here are drawn from the interviews of the defendant that I conducted jointly with Dr. Sorrentino. The interviews of the defendant, the interview of Robert Kelly at the MDC Brooklyn, so they interviewed him at the MDC. Okay, the interview. Okay, cool. So forensic evaluation reports. The forensic neuropsychological examination report was by Daniel. Okay, that was on 6/6. Mitigation report by Renee Sorrentino. That's the one, y'all, that they were really going back and forth about, was that mitigation report. That was the one that they really were trying to definitely keep away, or they wanted to kind of, not have to worry about going before this Chicago trial, which is going to start on next month. Actually, no, it's going to be in August. Okay. So collateral interviews. These are the people, y'all, that Shantae Alexander interviewed on behalf of R. Kelly. I think Shantae is a I would say a lady or a woman. So she interviewed Janet Edmonds, whoever that is. Keith Calvert, we know who Keith is. That's his best friend, right? That's the one that takes care of his money and, is probably the one who's paying some of these doggone, allegedly, let me say allegedly, could be paying some of these YouTube bloggers to do all this crazy stuff they do. Gregory Preston, Angela Belton. I don't know none of these people, maybe a few. Reginald King, Deborah Harris, Larry Hood. We learned about Larry Hood. Larry Hood was his childhood friend who was he was a police officer. He was the one who said that he never saw R. Kelly around little girls, but then said that he was outside the room while R. Kelly was in the room with a whole bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds having sex. That's him. Yeah, that's him. Larry Hood. Kerry Kelly. We know Kerry Kelly is R. Kelly's brother. He was the one who did the interview with Tasha K and just told it all about his brother. Told it all. And then he backtracked once he got this, public pressure. Robert Bradley. I don't know who that is. And Bruce Kelly. Bruce Kelly is the one who was on, what's that lady? What's her name? Sharon Nutbush or Flower, whatever, that lady. The crazy lady who did the video on Larry today. Insane. He was on, Bruce Kelly is R. Kelly's brother also. He was on in a video on a phone call, and she said he said he's going to be testifying for R. Kelly tomorrow. So we will, no, not tomorrow. I'm sorry, that's wrong information. I think he's going to be speaking for him in Chicago, testifying for him in Chicago. Okay, so here we go. Documents, superseding indictment, verdict sheet. Okay, so media, they got videos, Surviving R. Kelly, season 1. Let me see here. What's this? Another video, Surviving R. Kelly, season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2. Adverse childhood experiences. So let's read some of these things, y'all. These are some of the findings. It says adverse childhood experiences. Adverse childhood experiences, often abbreviated as ACEs, have been the focus of countless studies for more than 20 years. Following the 1998 publication that introduced this approach, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation offers a, succinct, summary and approach of this research effort. Hold on. So, traumatic childhood events such as abuse, neglect, and witnessing experiences like crime, parental conflict, mental illness, and substance abuse can result in long-term negative effects on learning, behavior, and health. Often referred to as adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, these types of events create dangerous levels of stress that can derail healthy brain development and increase risk for smoking, alcoholism, depression, heart disease, and dozens of other illnesses and unhealthy behaviors throughout life. Much of the research on ASCs relies on self-reported or parent-reported responses to questionnaires, such as adverse childhood experiences questionnaire, to ensure that the information gathered for the present purposes was more reliable than mere self-report, where we sought corroboration or refutation through collateral witnesses as indicated below. Okay, so they got some footnotes here. Let's see here. I want to kind of get to, okay, here we go. So she said, during the interview of Mr. Kelly, I asked him the 10 questions in the Adverse Childhood Experience Questionnaire for Adults. One of the commonly used versions of this inventory, and he endorsed these 6 of the 10 experiences. So these were the questions I believe she asked. So it says 6. So I guess these were the 6 things that he experienced or he endorsed. She asked, did you feel that you didn't have enough to eat and had to wear dirty clothes or had no one to protect or take care of you? Another question was, did you lose a parent through divorce, abandonment, death, or other reason? Question 3, did you live with anyone who had a problem with drinking or using drugs, including prescription drugs? Number 4, did your parents or adults in your home either hit, punch, beat, or threaten to harm each other? Number 5, did a parent or adult in your home ever swear at you, insult you, or put you down? And number 6, did you experience unwanted sexual contact, such as fondling or oral, anal, vaginal intercourse, or penetration? In addition, he described several ACEs that were not included in the questionnaire that have been included in other studies, namely bullying, exposure to violent crime, and witnessing death. Below, I synthesize what Mr. Kelly and collateral witnesses said about each of these. But before turning to their evidence, it is important to understand the significance of anyone having actually been exposed to so many adverse childhood experiences. So let me kind of scroll down a little bit, y'all. Hold on. Because I want to see. Okay, so they asked him about poverty. Okay? Poverty. Mr. Kelly said, we were very poor. There was no money except enough to pay for rent and food. They bought their clothes in a rummage store. He was often hungry and did not have enough to eat. His mother owed money to a lot of landlords, and when she couldn't pay, they moved, which is why they moved so often and why he attended at least 4 different schools prior to high school. Now, y'all can see, when you see these little black lines through, that means that they are redacting different things that Bonjean did not want the government to see. Okay? So, let's see here. Here's some other. Okay. So, Angela Benton, who was a teenager, was Bruce Kelly's girlfriend, knew Robert as a young boy and confirmed that he came from very humble beginnings and very much so in poverty. Parental loss. Mr. Kelly was abandoned by his father, whom he had never met. Although he'd heard rumors, he does not know his father's identity. His mother told him that his father left when she refused to have an abortion. His siblings each had different fathers who dropped off Christmas and birthday gifts for them, but his father never did. Carrie Kelly didn't believe that Robert had ever met his father. Bruce Kelly confirmed that Robert's father never visited him and said that Robert saw Luscious as more of a father figure than the other Kelly children did, as evidenced by Robert giving Luscious a Black American Express card. About 6 months before his arrest, 2 women claimed to be his sisters asked him to take a blood test. I'm sure y'all know who those 2 sisters were, don't you? So they got more redactions here, y'all. So I guess they were substance abuse in the home. They redacted that. Bruce Kelly reported. They redacted that. Okay? Damn. Witnesses witnessed violence in the home. They redacted all that. Deborah Harris, who had known Robert since grammar school when she was 12 and he was 14, recalled that Joanne Kelly was strict with the boys and made them abide by her rules, acknowledging that she was more of a troublemaker and got Robert in trouble for staying out too late on at least one occasion. Disparagement in the home. Mr. Kelly responded affirmatively to the question. Did a parent or adult in your home ever swear at you, insult you, or put you down? The interview was terminated by a correctional staff before he could provide examples of these. I don't consider this ACE substantiated. Sexual abuse. Mr. Kelly described multiple sources of sexual abuse and premature sexualization, the latter of which standing alone is not necessarily an adverse childhood experience. So you see, they redacted a lot of that. A whole lot of it. Bullying. Mr. Kelly reported that he'd been teased and bullied throughout grammar school whenever he was asked to read, do math, or take a test. He was embarrassed to be seen as a dummy who can't read or write. He was also teased and bullied for having a big butt, with other children saying he had a girl booty, grandma booty, or stripper booty. During the interview, he hesitated and looked down in shame as he recalled these remarks. Bruce Kelly also reported that Robert was teased by a lot of kids in grammar school because of his inability to read and write, and described him as so shy that he would turn his back to the audience when asked to sing for guests at their home. Deborah Harris said Robert was teased in school because of his clothing and his inability to read. Larry Hood recalled Robert being teased in childhood because of his clothing. Neighborhood crime. He witnessed and experienced gang violence in his childhood. While playing football in a vacant lot between his home and Mr. Henry's, he was robbed by a gang who beat another boy, the first to run, with broken bottles. Dang. Hold on. While playing football in a vacant lot between his home and Mr. Henry's, he was robbed by a gang who beat another boy, the first to run, with broken bottles. While riding his bicycle to Walgreens with his brother Bruce, gang members wanted to borrow their bikes, so they rolled away so fast his paddle broke. They got off the bikes and had to fight. He was injured in the fight. Bruce swung his camera at one of the attackers who ran off. Reginald King, or Kind, a childhood friend, said, we were around hustlers, dope dealers, drug dealers, pimps, players, and all that. When Mr. Kelly was 14, he was shot in the right arm with a .22 round while riding his bike down the block. He did not recall being shot, but rather hearing a shot, feeling dizzy, and awakening in the hospital. After being shot, he had nightmares about dying, but not about the shooting. His bicycle was taken away after this, and when he became famous, he bought about 50 bicycles. While living on 63rd in Michigan, his mother asked him to go to the store. He always ran to the store, but on one occasion, boys who thought he was running up on them kicked him repeatedly. Witnessing death. Mr. Kelly witnessed the drowning death of his first girlfriend. What? When they were both 8 or 9 years old and living in Chicago Heights, they and other children snuck through a fence and threw rocks on the river, got too close to the water, and another boy pushed her. She fell in the water, and neither she nor the other children knew how to swim, so they did not jump in to save her. He recalled, I was screaming. Damn. I was screaming. Her drowned body was recovered from Lake Michigan, into which the river flows. Her mother, Miss Roberts' mother, best friend. Her mother was Miss Roberts' mother, best friend. The whole neighborhood knew about their puppy love and all mourned her for years. He suffered nightmares about this, dreaming of screaming in the current, and couldn't get out of his waking thoughts. He never went to the river again and avoided going near the water when his stepfather fished at the lake. He added, "I can't swim to this day." He became concerned that his children learned to swim. Bruce Kelly confirmed that Robert must have been 8 years old when she drowned, I would assume, when she drowned, and that the family was living in Chicago Heights at the time, and he said that it was a really traumatic event. He described family as good friends and family. Carrie Kelly recalled when he drowned, or called that when I guess she drowned, Robert was heartbroken. I could see the difference in him. He said Robert became even more quiet, and he'd catch him staring off in space. Illiteracy. Mr. Kelly reported that he does not know how to read, write, or send email. As a child, when he first tried to learn to read, the first word that came to his mind was hell. He recalled that when he attended a school in Oak Lawn at age 8 or earlier, he sat on the school's porch instead of playing with the other children, wondering what was wrong with him. The teacher had asked the children to take turns reading out aloud, which caused him fear. He said he was very scared and remains so to this day when asked to read aloud. He pretends that he couldn't see, felt like dying, wanted to be home near his mother, and heard other children snickering at him. As a child, he envied those who could read, write, socialize, and speak to people comfortably. He feared that if people looked into his eyes, that they could see he couldn't read. He said, "I always get that if people could see my eyes or hear me read, they'd know I was a dummy and that I was called that all the time." This was among the reasons why he began to wear dark glasses at school and when performing. He feared someone would bring out a book or talk about numbers or something that he couldn't discuss. He said his grades throughout school were mostly F's, except for gym class. He was held back more than once. And the Lewisworth in Hyde Park, he was the only student in class with a beard. In high school, he said, "I was way out of my league and I knew it because he couldn't write, read, or do math. He was silent in class, always putting his head down and acting sleepy. His mind drifted all the time, and he heard music and got a headache, imagining himself somewhere else and trying to forget the things that I was terrible at." He also found some of the testing anxiety provoking, as it reminded him of school, and he would become easily overwhelmed. During these times, he was observed at yawn. He was observed to yawn, fidget, wipe his eyes, and become distracted by activity outside the examination room. On formal testing of academic skills, Dr. Martell found that Mr. Kelly had significant impairments in all areas of academic functioning, placing him in the bottom 1st to 3rd percentages and at the early elementary school level. Wow. What? Damn. Cognitive abilities are not evenly developed, such in a full scale, which fell on the borderline range of FSIQ 79, does not adequately reflect his overall level of intellectual ability, which is more likely to be a low average range, in due to his lack of school learning. Hold on, man. This is some sad stuff. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Larry going. Okay. He going in a little bit. Okay, he told me to go a little longer. Okay, cool. All right. So it says here, Carrie Kelly said Robert couldn't really grasp a hold to, like reading, writing, understanding. That's how we knew that it's a gift that's enabled in him from God. Because if he can't read and write, how can he write songs the way he do? But yeah, I think that kind of disturbs him. And that kind of bothered him. And it made him feel like he wasn't normal. Okay, y'all. Larry said he changed it. He changed his to 9, so he'll be going on in about an hour. So I'm gonna continue reading. This is sad, y'all. So this man right now, as a grown man, has a intellectual level of a elementary school student. This is sad. Childhood friend Reginald King said that Robert struggled with schoolwork, particularly reading. Childhood friend Larry Hood said he probably had a learning disability. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the drawer. As far as he wasn't able to read and write and stuff like that. Anytime he came in tune with something that involves reading stuff, I had to do it for him. Oh, he struggled with his education. Janet Edmonds, a friend since childhood, recalled that as an adult, Mr. Kelly sometimes had her read business letters to him. Keith Calvert, who we all should know, a friend since childhood, said that everyone knew that Robert couldn't read and that during an after-school program they both attended, when others were asked to read aloud, Robert would be asked to sing instead. Wow. Thank you, Noonie. I appreciate it. So instead of him, they would ask him to sing instead. That is, whatever teacher thought of that, that was pretty smart. Okay. Mr. Kelly was also ashamed about his inability to read the teleprompter, that he never told anyone of this when accepting his Grammy Awards, despite his great fear. Wow. That's got to be this. His subjective experience of trying to read is that he gets a headache and watery eyes, feels tired and sleepy, yawns and hears loud, cluttered music. When he described hearing multiple songs at once, as if from a radio, which is confusing. Other triggers to hearing this radio in his mind are trying to learn to spell and trying to learn to play chess. All of these endeavors make him anxious and trigger the radio. As soon as the pressure is removed, he feels better and the radio goes away. As best I could elicit from him, the pressure he experiences is being asked to read aloud in class or interacting with someone who is trying to teach him reading, spelling, chess, or other fear tasks. The radio in the head phenomenon is also central to his composition of music. He said, when a song comes to me, it's on the radio in my head. I hear the bass line. It's complete. It's like I'm cheating on a test. Thank you, everybody who hit the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Everyone that's here. If you haven't hit it yet, I promise you I'm not going to ask you for a dime. If you could hit that like button for free for me, I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. So it says here that throughout his youth, various people tried to help him learn to read, including his mother, his sister, his brother Bruce, his stepfather Lucius, and his girlfriend Lanice. When he was about 17, to his knowledge, I guess 17, I guess that's and a half, he never received any special education services. He once saw a video of a woman who can jog but can't walk. And this resonated with him because he was able to talk and sing but not read or write. Mr. Kelly eventually created a form of notation that used letters from the alphabet and idiosyncratic spelling so that he could create reminders for himself, and he brought notepads to the first day of our examination. At one point, while singing a song he had written, he turned blank pages as he sang, as though reading the lyrics. He used a pair of clear lens glasses as a prop, taking them on and off. He commented that he'd always paid attention to how professors and others took their glasses off, on and off, and took notes the way that Dr. Sorrentino and I were doing, and he wanted to achieve that look. Victimization in adulthood. Let me turn this light off right quick, y'all. Hold on. Like killing my eyes. All right, there we go. Okay, so victimization in adulthood. From the time that he had his first break in the music industry, Mr. Kelly was financially exploited. He said that at the time of audit, he was told his net worth was $900 million. Early in Mr. Kelly's career, he won $100,000 at a talent show with Natalie Cole, but he said Blank stole the money and gave him none of it. Introduced him to his lawyer, Darrell Porter, who introduced him to Barry Hankerson, Aaliyah's uncle, became his manager, and was paid 20% of Kelly's income while charging $100,000 for every meeting. Then they redact a whole bunch of stuff that says he replaced Hankerson as his manager with blank. Mr. Kelly asked to invest his money into a recording studio, a cigar bar, and a keyboard branded with his name, but none of this occurred. Instead, Blank rented a studio and started Mercedito, a popular restaurant in Chicago. Mr. Kelly said that he had been kidnapped in Nigeria. What? So they blank out a whole bunch of stuff. Then it says here that as it happened, Mr. Kelly had been with a woman the night before whose uncle was a chief. And after the chief spoke to the woman, Mr. Kelly was given a choice to fly home on a private jet with his girlfriends and auntie and wait for a blank to arrive. Mr. Kelly was prepared to wait, but the chiefs said the news that R. Kelly was kidnapped was too big, so he had to go home. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. Bruce Kelly also described financial exploitation. For years, I've told Robert about his trusting nature. He trusts people too much. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be accepted. He wants to be liked, But I used to tell him, because there's a difference between, trusting people and liking people and just being a fool with people, After, a year or so, I started to notice things. I started to get really, really, bad feelings about blank. I suspected that he was taking Robert's money. So I told Robert, you need to sometimes have your accountant audited. So he felt like, him and Blank was friends. Oh man, Blank cool. I don't need to Blank. Ain't nothing to do with friendship. You need to have that guy audited and make sure that he's doing what he's doing with your money and he's supposed to be doing. But he never did. Robert got tired of Blank coming to the whatever when he was playing basketball telling him he needs to sign checks. Robert got tired of that, so he was like, why can't he sign the checks? Well, I don't have power of attorney over your, well, we need to do that. And he gave it up. Gave Blank power of attorney over his accounts. Now Robert can't even go to the bank to get money himself from, his own money. Man, that's crazy as all hell. That is insane. Money for himself, he has to go to Blank to get money. And that's when I believe, would start running amok. Robert always told him he wants a business, Robert wanted a cigar. He wanted a cigar lounge, and Blank never do anything to try to get Robert a cigar lounge. Larry Hood recounted an incident about which he had first knowledge. Take for instance when his jewelry got stolen. I was on the Chicago Police Department at the time, so when the detectives reached out to me to help him find the jewelry, I told them where one of the guys lived and was involved in the theft of the jewelry. When they got him and got his stuff back, the detectives were dealing with Blank at the time to get some receipts for the jewelry and stuff. Blank was funny about producing the receipts and the detectives for the jury and stuff like that. So the detectives came back to me and they were like, man, this Blank man, there's something ain't right about him. You need to talk to your boy because he don't want to share the information that we need about this jury. He's stealing from your boy. So when I went back to tell Rob about it, Rob, he kind of shunned me off about it, man. He didn't want to tell me nothing about Blank. Bruce said he thought his brother was so trusting because he wanted to be accepted. He wants to be liked and loved by everyone. In school, when kids teased him about reading, that's why he figured he could become this great singer and everyone would love him. Keith Calvert said everyone was stealing from him. I mean, they were stealing from him. They were doing whatever they could do to survive themselves. He would throw parties, but the party was not really for him. The party was for everybody else because he had been in the back working and everybody else at a party. And he came out for a few minutes, but he would go back to the studio room and work. He did it for his friends to have something to do. And they didn't have to pay for anything. He paid for everything. So they became people, invited people to the party, and invite people to the party. But then it got to a point where he started having people to show their ID because, you got people coming out with any kind of way. And then you got people sneaking people in. So even Blank stole from him. Mr. Kelly said that the last time he saw Blank at his house, Bruce showed up, Blank, and stole his car. The very last time he saw Blank, Mr. Kelly gave him a Fender bass guitar to keep in the studio and told him that if he learned the songs, he'd pay him $2,000 per week and take him on tour. Instead, Blank relapsed and stole the bass. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2 months before his arrest, Mr. Kelly went to his bank chase for the first time in his life and discovered he had bad credit. The woman named Rose was kind to him and told him he had multiple accounts, but had only $300,000. He took out $10,000 for the first time in his life, and his account was frozen about a month later. Mr. Kelly described multiple examples of false reports about him, each of which I would consider a form of victimization by the press, particularly the tabloid press, who those seeking followers on social media. Oh boy. Those seeking followers on social media and those who sell or trade him his information, stories, and photographs. In my experience, this is a universal problem for top celebrities, some of whom spend large sums on lawyers, security services, publicists, handlers, fixers, and others to prevent and discourage libelous stories and unauthorized disclosures of information and to discourage dissemination. Mr. Kelly said that his first experience with false news reports about him as a celebrity arose from an incident in which he was sitting at a McDonald's parking lot with his publicist. By his account, he was in a $500,000 car when police asked or ordered him to exit the vehicle and broke the car. And broke the door when he did not. He said he went limp and the police handcuffed him to the wall until his lawyer arrived. News outlets reported that the police had pulled him over and ordered him to turn the music down and that he refused and drove off. But he hadn't been pulled over and did not drive off, although he wanted to sue the police for how he'd been treated. The matter was resolved when the police department provided a letter of apology, although he was unsure of the time, even when told of the events. Mentioned in the Precedence Investigation Report, he thought that this might have been the incident identified as misdemeanor, disorderly conduct occurring at 624 North Clark Street in Chicago, Illinois on April 6th. And I determined that there is currently a McDonald's restaurant at that location. Since then, the number of transparently false reports has multiplied exponentially. Mr. Kelly said it made him paranoid, and every time he turned his back, people tried to get information to use to rip him off or sought to obtain information that they could sell. He understood that it was in large measure his inability to read or comprehend arithmetic and made him vulnerable to the predations of those who controlled his business interests and money, and that he had often trusted people undeserved to his trust. Since his arrest, at least one correctional officer has sold confidential information about him. All right, y'all, I'm going to stop right there at 19. I'm going to do a part 2 to this, but I want us to talk for a minute. So let me turn my lights on. All right, let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. It's 33 pages, so we got through over half of them, but we're gonna so let me ask y'all this. Due to his trauma, because it's obvious that R. Kelly experienced some trauma too. Okay? Do you think that because of Ann Donnelly now seeing this, do you think that she will have more leniency on him on tomorrow? Do you think this is going to help him? Let me, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think this is going to help him on tomorrow? If you do, put a Y in the chat for yes. If you don't, put a N in the chat for no. So let's see what some of y'all saying here. Thank you, Diva. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Robert Keller said, nope. Shy Baby said, when he got rich, you should have went back to school and got a tutor. Okay, let me see. We all have been through something. Yeah, we all have been through something. Okay. Let me see. Oh, somebody said nope. Lesbian 1 said nope. Mertice Balaam said hell no. Aisha said, okay, hold on. Ooh, y'all flooding this thing. Hold on. Let me read them. Said hell no. Aisha said no. Shay Jim said 2 rights never make it right. Okay. T. Matt Mill said nope. Rockin said they stole their paychecks from him. He didn't pay his employees. We did read about that in the transcripts, didn't we? Angela Anderson said nope. Jacqueline Jones, no. Rockin' with the Truth said no. M. Knowles said no. Ronnie Lau said no. T.M. Herring said yes. She thinks it'll help him. Okay. To Be Black Native, no. Miss Davis, no. Eva, no. Diva Time says I wouldn't be lenient on that fool. Oh. No. LaKendra said nope. Love is Fair said no. Pettyville said no. Wifey said no. Somebody said no. Hell no. Hell to the no. Good grief. Whew. Man. Okay. It's overwhelming. Somebody said it's a wrap. Somebody said nope. Said wait until Auntie hear those victim impact letters. Ugh. See? There's always another side of this thing, huh? Ty said, well, he had all that money in the world to get help and education. Nope. All right. T-Bound 1 said he admitted he did it. Man. All right. So, listen, y'all. I'm going to be honest. Let me see. Lady D said, I do. Lady D, I do too. Taken advantage of. Still ask people to help him read 2 hours and 3 times in a week. Stop spending money on lawyers and get him out of trouble with some young girls. Okay. SK said, why didn't Levi tell us his cousin was in a wheelchair? Why didn't Levi tell us his cousin was in a wheelchair? I don't know nothing about a wheelchair. I must have missed something. Robert Keller says some of his victims had been taken advantage of by others before him. What's up to Unspoken? How you doing? Atlas, what time is the sentencing? You know what? I don't know what time the sentencing is. Does anyone in the chat know what time his sentencing is going to be tomorrow? What time is his sentencing going to be? Anybody in here know? Black Diamond said that his childhood had nothing to do, nor caused him to do what he was found guilty of. Just my thoughts. Yes, ma'am. Everyone's thoughts and opinions are respected on this channel, as long as they are respectful. Let me see. Beautiful Warrior said, how many years y'all think he's getting tomorrow? Beautiful Winter, I think he's going to get 50 or less. That's my personal opinion. I think 50 or less, especially since the government is saying a minimum of 25 or more. Now Bonjean is saying, minimum of 10. I think the judge will probably look at it. I think, this is my opinion, some of y'all think 100 years. Others people thinking 80, 90 years. It could go anywhere. I do think that Ann Donnelly does have a big heart. I think she's going to look at some of this stuff and say, you know what, we'll see. It's so hard, y'all. He got so much. He got so much evidence that proves that he did this stuff, and I believe there's a part in there where he actually admits to, and I'm gonna read it. Someone said he admitted to marrying Aaliyah, but they were only married for 3 days, I believe. You know what? Let me see something, y'all. Let me see something. Cause I'm curious. I wanna see, and I think I'm in the right place. So let me see this. I gotta see this. So let me do this. Let me go back here. Let me see. Go over here. Falsehoods about him. $500,000. Hold on. Hold on. Let me read some more, y'all. I'm sorry. Allegation number 2. Prohibited employees from looking at or speaking with any what's up? Huh? I don't eat hungry man. Okay. So this here says that allegation. Okay, what is this right here? This is allegation. This is the coercive control, y'all. So it says here coercive control. The pre-sentence report adopts the government's description of Mr. Kelly and his employees are compromising or comprising of an enterprise. The purposes of RICO prosecution. Hold on, let me move this. Sorry, beautiful winner. Let me see. When I first read about the underlying behaviors put forth as evidence of the enterprise, my first impression was that what was actually being described was the behavior of one man exhibiting the poor, defined pattern of behaviors known in the intimate partner violence literature as coercive control. In the instance of man in an unusual situation of being surrounded by enablers, based on the interviews with Mr. Kelly, I now question whether even this characterization may be grossly distorted. I asked Mr. Kelly about each of the 14 behaviors could be construed as coercive control of his employees and guests. And the report below was said about each. Allegation 1, requiring employees to obtain approval before carrying out. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. So this is stuff about him withholding money and all that kind of stuff. Hold on. Okay, the women calling him daddy. Brainwashing. He said custody. And I'm going to read this again, y'all, in my second live. I want to see if it's true about the Aaliyah thing. Leader of a cult. Okay. Psychiatric diagnosis. Adolescence. The superstar effect. Successful Frank Sinatra. Keith Calvert. Larry Hood. Positive character traits. Describe Kelly as compassion. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to take the time. I don't want to. I know I'm gonna miss a lot by doing it this way. So, okay, that was the whole report. Okay, I'm gonna find it and I will get it to y'all. Okay, so listen. Like I said, tomorrow, y'all, it's gonna be a sad day in overall. You know, I know, a lot of people going to be happy, but I just don't think it's a good day for anybody tomorrow. I think it's going to be a sad day for everybody. I'll be happy that the victims will get their justice, but you know, I see the Purple Hearts. Who the Purple Hearts for? Javante! What up, JoJo? Man, y'all throwing Purple Hearts up for JoJo? Man, that's what's up. What's up, JoJo? How you doing? All right, hold on. Man, I got some. Okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Man, y'all are on point. Y'all are on point up in here. All right, hold on. So I just had this sent to me. Let me send it to my email. Let me see here. All right, y'all. So y'all come with me. Let me take this down. Let me go back to my email. Boom. Okay. So this was sent. Let me see. Hold on. Go here. Share my screen. Hold on. Okay, y'all. So here we go. All right. So this was just sent to me. All right. So it says here. Here we go. Let me move out the way. Let me get out of the way. Okay. Let me read this to y'all. It says here that Mr. Kelly met Aaliyah at age 24 or 25. Hold on. Mr. Kelly met Aaliyah at age 24 or 25. Aaliyah, who was 13 or 14, was the niece of Barry Hankerson, Mr. Kelly's account manager. He was introduced to Aaliyah by Mr. Hankerson, who asked Mr. Kelly to help her musical career. Mr. Kelly spent 2 years working with Aaliyah and helped produce her. During that time, her mother, Diane, frequently accompanied Aaliyah to meet with Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly described spending time together with Aaliyah and Diane. This, according to Mr. Kelly, led to ongoing conflict between him and Diane. He said that Aaliyah wanted to travel to Chicago to continue to work with him. This led to a conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. Aaliyah eventually traveled to Chicago against her mother's wishes. Mr. Kelly saw Aaliyah in Chicago, which was continued to cause conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. He said she wanted to get married. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do it this way. 3212. Y'all hold on. 3212. Where are you? Was that 3212? 3217. Okay. Here we go. Let me do it this way. There we go. Okay. So, as y'all can see, let me take this down and go back over here. And let me pull this up. You come on over here, buddy. Okay, hold on. Where I pull the 3212 over here. Okay, here we go. All right, so it says here, wanting to get married. He described feeling like he was in trouble because she was already in Chicago, which was against her parents' wishes. He told her if they married, she had to go home. They married in a hotel in Chicago. She then went home. Mr. Kelly said the marriage was annulled 3 days. Mr. Kelly said he never had sex with Aaliyah. He said the relationship would have been different and progressed to sex if Aaliyah was older. When Aaliyah returned home, she phoned Mr. Kelly. He said they were both crying on the phone. The phone call ended when Aaliyah's parents hung up the phone. This was when the last time. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Now that's a damn lie. Now he lying. No, that's bull crap. That's bull crap. And where's this story about it being a freaking man, hold on. See that? Damn it. I'm trying to feel sorry for your ass, R. Kelly. You gonna sit here and lie like that? That was a damn lie. Everybody know that they got married and the because of her he thinking she was pregnant. Now how I go from her thinking him thinking that she might have been pregnant, she in trouble, and then now he's just saying, well, she wanted to get married, so that's why I married. That don't make no damn sense. That just don't make no sense. Come on, man. Damn, I'm trying to have some compassion for this man, and the more I read, I'm just. Damn. Anyway. Damn, man. All right, let me read what some of y'all saying. That was a blatant damn lie. Come on, man. What about the publicity stunt? Where the hell did that go? Levi! Come on, man. Come on. Damn publicity stuck my ass. Rocking with the truth, he was going to definitely reap what he has sowed. Latrice B said, maybe since he straight lied on Aaliyah, her mom will finally come out and defend her honor. But that's probably wishful thinking. Now, you know what? Now I'm really interested to see what, if she gonna actually come out and testify on Aaliyah's behalf, because this man just straight lied. If you compare what he said to the doggone testimonies, it's crazy as hell. Beautiful Winner said, didn't his manager say that R. Kelly came to him and told him that he got Aaliyah pregnant, or he thought he got her pregnant? Yes. And he thought marriage was the only way to keep him from getting it? Yes. Yes, Beautiful Winter, that's correct. Yes. That is what we know to be the truth. This motherfucker line, yeah, he has already had sex with her. I know. Damn, man. Lies. Somebody said, shut the F up. He finally admitted it. What does Levi and the rest of the delusional squad have to say now? Right. What do they have to say now? He done finally admitted it. Finally. That he got married to Aaliyah. Steve Greenberg told y'all that he got married. See, y'all, my whole damn attitude done changed now. I was actually trying to sit here and trying to say, you know what, y'all, let's not be too hard on him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go through. He gonna get sentenced anyway. Let's just let niggas. Damn. James Harris says, Kelly can't believe the judge believes that lie. Right. Come on, man. She got married and went home. I cannot with this. That shit don't make no sense. It don't make sense. And Bonjean, lady, you better not get your ass up there and bring this shit before the... Don't do that. Don't do that. See, y'all, it's stuff like that that makes you be like, you know what? He get what he deserve. Why you gotta lie about it, bro? Why you admit one part because you think, okay, well, yeah, I did marry her, but I only married her because she said she wanted to get. I don't want to misquote. We gon' hold on. This shit is unbelievable. Damn. Hold on. Let's go back to this, man. So, hold on. Let me move myself over here. Let me do this. I got to see this again, y'all. Okay. So, hold on. So, can I scoot this up? There we go. Okay. So, it says right here that Mr. Kelly met Aaliyah at the age of 24 or 25. Aaliyah, who was 13 or 14, was the niece of Barry Hankerson, Mr. Kelly's account manager. He was introduced to Aaliyah by Mr. Hankerson, who asked Mr. Kelly to help her musical career. Mr. Kelly spent 2 years working with Aaliyah to help produce her. During that time, her mother, Diane, frequently accompanied Aaliyah to meet with Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly described spending time together with Aaliyah and Diane. This, according to Mr. Kelly, led to ongoing conflict between him and Diane. He said that Aaliyah wanted to travel to Chicago to continue to work with him. This led to a conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. Aaliyah eventually traveled to Chicago against her mother's wishes. Mr. Kelly saw Aaliyah in Chicago, which continued to cause conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. He said she wanted to get married. He described feeling like he was in terrible. He described feeling like he was in terrible because she was already in Chicago, which was against her parents' wishes. He told her if they married, she had to go home. They married in a hotel in Chicago. Then she went home. Mr. Kelly said the marriage was annulled in 3 days. Okay. Shit. You know what? Let me just do this, y'all. Okay, somebody told me where it was at. Let me read the whole damn thing, right? This part, because now I'm irritated as hell. Damn, man. Trying to. Hold on, y'all. Let me go to. Hold on. Exhibit B. Here we go. Here's Exhibit B. That was on page 10. Hold on. Page 10 of 22. Okay, here it is. So it says Mr. Kelly met Aaliyah. Let me go back up a little bit. This nigga just lying his mother. Shit, man. See, this damn lie about to go a whole nother damn way. Damn. Hold on. Look at this bull crap. Let me go up a little bit. Shit. I'm gonna read. Let me read to the top of this page, y'all. Let me start right here. Mr. Kelly began dating when she was 17 years old. This is somebody else. And she was, hold on. Mr. Kelly began dating blank when he was 17 years old and she was 15 years old. They each met earlier at Lewisworth Grammar School. Was one of the few students who would not laugh at or bully him. She tried to help him read. Mr. Kelly was shy at the time, but later at Kenwood High began a relationship with blank. He said, I'd be the oldest person in class. She would always help me. Okay, let me move down. At the age of 23, Mr. Kelly dated blank, a 19-year-old dancer. He described his relationship as different because he told blank that he was seeing other women. She said, what my mom says still works. To be real, she continued to see me. He described blank as very freaky, and I was too, referred to their sexual behaviors. They filmed their sexual encounters. Mr. Kelly said this was the first time he felt a sexual encounter. Are you kidding me right now? He's saying it's the first time he's ever filmed a sexual encounter. He ended the relationship after 4 or 5 years after blank wanted more exclusivity in the relationship. Mr. Kelly met Aaliyah at the age of 24 or 25. Okay, he was 24 or 25. Okay, Aaliyah, who was 13 or 14, was the niece of Barry Hankerson. Okay, Mr. Kelly's account manager. He was introduced to Aaliyah by Mr. Hankerson, who asked Mr. Kelly to help her musical career. Mr. Kelly spent 2 years working with Aaliyah to help produce her. During that time, her mother Diane frequently accompanied Aaliyah to meet with Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly described spending time together with Aaliyah and Diane. This, according to Mr. Kelly, led to ongoing conflict between him and Diane. He said that Aaliyah wanted to travel to Chicago to continue to work with him. This led to a conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. Aaliyah eventually traveled to Chicago against her mother's wishes. Mr. Kelly saw Aaliyah in Chicago, which continued to cause conflict between Aaliyah and her mother. He said she wanted to get married. Okay? He said she wanted to get married. He described feeling like he was in trouble because she was already in Chicago, which was against her parents' wishes. He told her if they married, she had to go home. They married in a Chicago hotel. She then went home. Mr. Kelly said the marriage was annulled in 3 days. Mr. Kelly said he never had sex with Aaliyah. He said the relationship would have been different or progressed to sex if Aaliyah was older. When Aaliyah returned home, she phoned Mr. Kelly. He said they were both crying on the phone. Are you kidding me right now? They were both crying on the phone. The phone call ended when Aaliyah's parents hung up the phone. That was the last time Mr. Kelly spoke to Aaliyah. Let me ask y'all a question. if you believe R. Kelly's story that we just read, put a Y in the chat for yes. If you think it's a bunch of bullshit, put an N in the chat for no. That's crazy as hell. So I want to hear all these different bloggers out there on that side saying, he never married Aaliyah. Thank you, Miss Kelly Rogers. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. You deserve our support. And I'm happy that tomorrow your family and your baby girl tell Faith we love her and we support her. We always will. I'm glad y'all are going to receive justice on tomorrow. Yeah, man. Yeah, Atmos, you was trying, didn't work. No, because can I have a wrench? I've been supporting you. I just never commented. Oh, yeah, Tavia the Savior. Tavia the Savior. Next time I see you in here, I got you. Next time I see you in here, I got you. Okay? Tavia the Savior. I never seen you here before. But next time I see you, if I see you here, I got you. Atmos got a mental state evaluation examination 52522 says he was seated in a powered wheelchair. What? That's crazy. James agreed. It'll never happen. Her mom didn't have the heart to do it simply in her daughter's memory. She a piece of shit. Hey, Tavia, remember me, Aisha? Jason W., what does OCOV stand for? One color, one voice, Jason. Well, tomorrow they're gonna have a backyard party in his ass. Beautiful Winter said, well, tomorrow they're gonna have a backyard party. Backyard party. Yeah. Man. Daniel Forbes says, I just can't with the lies. Man, what's up, Daniel Forbes? How you doing? Man, damn. Bonjean pissed Auntie Ann off with that lie. She just pissed. Y'all, I was trying to. Are we speaking about Robert Kelly? Yes, we are, Justice Speaks. Yes, he is a big motherfucking liar. I don't believe none of that BS. Damn, man. He continuing to lie. Hey, y'all, Larry going live in 6 minutes, so we got a few minutes to go, and I'm gonna make sure I clear the way for my bro. Y'all make sure y'all follow. Let's all go over to Lil Grown Boy channel. Somebody put Lil Grown Boy Larry's link in the chat so everybody in here can go to leave here and go straight over there to see what Larry got to say. For those of y'all that don't know Larry, he is the leader of OCOV. He is one of the leaders in helping to drum up and support these victims online, and was instrumental in helping to bring a lot of awareness to this after the surviving R. Kelly. T-Ban once said, this is another one of RSK masterminded manipulative narcissist ways to trying to get out of another case. See, let me tell y'all who this shit right here will work for. People who did not read the transcripts. They the only ones that will believe this bullshit. It feeds to the narrative of those people that say, he never touched Yolanda. He never touched Asriel. He never did this. He never did that. They lying on him. Man, please. He deserves exactly what he deserved. You know what, y'all? Now, so he is saying that there were trouble at home. So terrible, she runs away to marry him to just go right back home to her. Thank you, LaKendra. What the hell is going on? What up, Toon? Toon the Goon in the building. What up, Toon? He admitted a lot of stuff, then turned around and shifted the blame to the victims. Exactly. Man. I'm pretty sure marriage never popped in Aaliyah's mind at 15. Hell no. Man, listen. How many supporters going to listen to Auntie Ann give him time? Right. Man, no mercy on him. Man, nah. James, as many as it takes. I'm so over it with the BS. He needs to come clean and take accountability. How did she get to Chicago? Oh, yeah, Aaliyah wanted to travel to Chicago all on her own, like his ass didn't convince her to go. This just pissed me off even more. Me too. Mocha, this pissed me off too. Like, I was y'all, God knows. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show some compassion. You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me earlier, you know what, Atmos? He actually confessed to the Aaliyah thing. He confessed to some stuff, you know what I'm saying? He's showing, remorse and all this. And then I'm just reading this and I'm like, this nigga, he gonna confess and then lie in the confession at the same time. Unbelievable. Somebody put Larry's link in the chat, please. I know you speechless, Atmos. I am. I'm unbelievable. The lies. Atmos, he is not only grammatically illiterate, he's also verbally illiterate. I see. So he married her to get her to go home. That don't make no damn sense. He married her to get her to go home to annul her in 3 days. This the full document. If y'all want to see the full document, click on the link. Keller got it in the chat. Much love, Tava the Savior. Much love. Rockin', thank you. So he married her just so she would go home. This is the dumbest shit ever. Why didn't his super intelligent cousin help him to come up with something better than that? Shay Jim said, I'm sure he had thousands, if not millions of fans that wanted to marry him. RK needs to stop the foolishness. Y'all, let's go over to Larry channel. Mama Rogers, Javante says she love you. Did somebody put Larry's link in my chat? Please do that. Larry about to go live now, y'all. I am just totally floored. I did my attempt at trying to be nice. And like Keller said, how did he marry a minor? Right. Exactly. At 15. Unbelievable. Y'all listen. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming over. Let's go over to Larry and check out what my bro got to say. Okay? I love y'all. Peace out, y'all. I'm just done. Straight up. Talk to y'all later. Peace.